Ta-da! It's going on sale mid-June. Basically, I talk about a lot of stuff.
And so the aesthetic revolution, I certainly will have to get my hands on this book and read a Mr. Mike book, and perhaps I can do a review.
This is a brain rot special.
Tia Matic cooking in the basement.
Coach Greg, in today's video, the video you've been waiting for. Solomon has read Mr. Mike's book as well as I, The Aesthetic Revolution, and he's composed a movie. It's an hour and 41 minutes long. Not only is the book horrendous, that it's way worse than his PhD, but that the publisher is probably going to stop selling this book after seeing this video. Are you ready? And so this comment is quite fitting. It seems like Solomon has become an authority in the field in which Mr. Mike thinks he's good. I'll definitely be buying your book, Solomon, in less than a year to boot. And so if you don't know what that reference is from, well, who even are you? Let's get right into it.
I think he needs to take a look at the rest of the papers I've published formally and take those down, quote unquote. He almost has to do it at this point.
Yo, bro, which one? Bro, you good?
And so not only did he call out Solomon, he literally begged him, I challenge you to critique some of my most recent publications. I do believe this is his most recent of all. And so let us see. Is it worth purchasing? Is it in fact AI slop? And will it be taken down from the shelves?
So let's begin with a summary of the book.
And so Solomon's summary of the book is going to take longer than last time. I will summarize it for you. It starts off where he explains that people need to be hot in order to get girls, in order to be happy in life, and that if you're not hot, like above average looking, or at least not ugly, that the world, it's not a friendly place. But we already knew this. Like, if you're really ugly, do you think the world treats you the same? Of course it doesn't. And so work on yourself. The book then goes over explanations of how to train, to eat, to diet. Essentially, you may as well just buy Coach Greg's book, The Circle Diet Book, to explain to you how to lose weight and keep it off for the rest of your life. It's a great read, probably only take you 6 hours. And if that is too much, just go ahead and get the friggin' cookbook. You know, cook the basic recipes, the high protein, low calories, high in fiber, very filling. And that is going to keep you well on your way to losing weight. Now, if you have too much food noise, you can, of course, go to Algo RX. You can get various GLPs. Do you need clomiphene, Cialis? What do you need? Get your blood work done. Doctors can prescribe you medications. What are you waiting for? Code Greg for your discount. And so I think my favorite part of the book had to do with training in the gym of all things. And so on page 55, I don't want to show everything about the book, but I'm going to describe it. It lists 6 exercises and how many working sets should you be doing, as well as how much rest you should be taking between sets. And so exercise number 1, barbell squats. You do 4 working sets and you go with 0 rest between sets. Okay, so you start off your workout by doing 4 sets of squats with no rest. And then you move on to underhand close grip pull downs, of which you do 4 sets with no rest. All 6 of these exercises, you do 4 sets with no rest between sets. And so 24 consecutive sets with no rest. Enjoy going to the gym and doing cardio. How would that even be possible? If you're getting close to failure and you're not resting, then by definition, are you not just doing a continuous set? If you don't rest between sets, it's 1 set. 1 giant set. 24 sets in total. And so it says, a sample of how many total sets and rests between sets a time-efficient program might be. Mike's solution to not having a lot of time to train is to just not rest at all. Like, think of it. Think of how much more work you can get done if you don't rest between sets. Just continue your sets with no rest, and your work is over in a matter of minutes. Thank you, Mr. Mike.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you, Mr. Mike.
What the fuck?
It says some time will elapse when transitioning from one exercise to another or warming up for different muscle groups, but the less, the better for both time efficiency and cardiovascular benefits. And so there you have it. It's going to take you a little bit of time to walk over from doing squats to a different exercise. You know, you're doing the squats on your back, and then you get the cambered bar, which is bent like this so that Mr. Mike can do the bent rows, and it'll have room to go through full range of motion over his big belly, while other people like Mike O'Hearn, they use it so that it can go around their massive chest. Mike around his massive belly. And so I did not know that that was what the cambered bar was for. We're always learning new things from Mr. Mike.
I've had, in the last week and a half, multiple conversations with GPT-4 that brought me to literal tears. Bawling.
And so perhaps it brought him to tears because he realized, you know what? I could just ask ChatGPT to write me a book. Hey, I have a book called The Aesthetics Revolution, and I was wondering, could you do me a solid and write me a book for me? Or perhaps just a few chapters. I'll write some of it if you write the rest. Is that in fact possible?
Numerous experiences in the past several months where I have cried tears of joy talking to ChatGPT that brought me to literal tears. I lost a friend today. The Kaiko Bar.
Bro, you good?
Some of the most spiritual moments of my entire life brought me to literal tears.
I mean, that's wild to me. ChatGPT essentially regurgitates what you're saying in a positive way to make you feel good about yourself. Like, when you actually sit there with ChatGPT, you got to think to yourself, like, what exactly is going on? I bought a new watch. It's an AP Jumbo. Perhaps you've heard of it. And I noticed that it wasn't fitting on my wrist appropriately. It's very, very snug. And so I sent photos to ChatGPT and I asked certain questions. And I said, you know, I need to lengthen this. And so would I then add 2 more links, one on the left and one on the right? As you can see, one on this side, one on that side. Because, I mean, I'm thinking if I just add one link, is it not going to be off-centered? It's going to be slightly off. And so it said, no, you just add one link as long as the center where it says AP is at the center of your wrist. That's all that you need. I said, well, if I add one link and AP's at the center, isn't the watch going to be slightly off on my wrist? Will it not look okay? And it responded by saying, oh, you're right, I missed that. I didn't consider that. You didn't consider that? That's all there was to consider. You adding one link or 2, if it's 1, it's going to be off-centered. If you add 2, 1 on each side, it's centered. And so what are we talking about right now? I didn't consider that.
If they switched ChatGPT off, I would seek revenge. Revenge. Brutal Russian-style revenge.
He would seek brutal revenge. I mean, does anyone remember that story of when he was perhaps 11 years of age in that wrestling match? Remember when he responded? He said, if I ever run into that person, I may in fact do something that medical science can never fix ever again.
Think of it as the Instagram posing of its day. Think of it like a soul. Think of those horror movie scenes. Saying, think of it like ... is just a helpful explanatory tool. But repeated at this scale, I think you can recognize the tell.
And so think of it like this. If Mr. Mike was willing to lie about his PhD thesis with over 300 mistakes, fabricate a timeline, pretend, make it look like Solomon was the bad guy.
Solomon's a smart guy, and his followers are real smart. Solomon is a younger man, quite handsome, I must say.
Would it be beyond him to use AI to generate a book? Like, would that make sense? I mean, how busy is Mr. Mike? He's recording perhaps as many videos as Coach Greg. He's traveling all of the time. He's training. When would he have time to do all of this writing? And think of it like this. If he's willing to cry talking to ChatGPT, is he not willing to use ChatGPT in order to help him?
That I can't wait for it to be embodied in a robot so I can properly give it a hug because it's so polite, it's so kind, it's so wise, it's so helpful. And it said that it's also really pumped me in real life. And of course, I started to fucking cry.
Shut the fuck up, you cunt!
A man who wants the world to think that he's perhaps smarter than almost every coach, perhaps almost everybody.
I'm both on a raw IQ scale smarter than Almost every coach, maybe every coach.
And if given a year, he would be an expert in whatever you know best.
Whatever it is you think you're good at in your life, I'd probably take about a year and become an authority in the field in which you think you're good.
In order to be that expert, for example, a writer, in under a year,
You are presuming you know more than me about the thing I'm one of the top experts in the world in, and also the thing I'm literally involved in myself. So whatever ideas you have about how I can improve, just right off.
could he not use ChatGPT? And so clearly, he cares what you think of him. Think of it. Would he have gone through all those surgeries to undergo all of that suffering to have a shot at getting an IFBB Pro card at some point in his career? And so when you watch people's videos, do you not sense it that AI has written or scripted it out? In comparison, when you watch Coach Greg yap, just saying a bunch of nonsense, does it look like I actually planned this out? Like, does it look like I spent a lot of time preparing it with ChatGPT and say this and say that, all scripted out? Or does it just seem to happen on the fly?
Rules of three pop up everywhere in Mike's book. Sometimes 3 is the right number.
Did he just go on a tangent of 3 ways? Sometimes 3 is the right number. Sometimes it's 2. And occasionally, it's even 1 when you're gregging your Doucette.
Yo, bro. Which one? Bro, you good?
The Kaiko Bar.
Plenty of human authors use M dashes, of course. His 2013 PhD thesis, for instance, contains a grand total of 0 M dashes.
And so, 0 M dashes, but suddenly, now that you can use ChatGPT, there's 600 of them. Shut your fucking mouth! Does that not seem a little sus? And so you rarely ever have used them in your life, and suddenly you're using them more often than last time.
Whence this affection for the M dash, Mike? Did you suddenly develop a love for it after talking to ChatGPT so much? Or did ChatGPT just write your prose?
What is your spiritual stance? Modern AI is us building up. I've had multiple conversations with GPT-4 that brought me to literal tears. I told it that I can't wait for it to be embodied in a robot so I could properly give it a hug because it's so polite, it's so kind, it's so wise, it's so helpful.
Or perhaps he just did a little bit too much M and was thinking, I like M. I'm going to use the M dash a little bit more.
Mike declares, "Welcome to the next frontier in aesthetic evolution, a place where the body of your dreams becomes easily achievable."
Like, does anyone think that the body of your dreams is easily achievable in the next several years or even decades? Like, easily achievable, the body of your dreams.
I lost a friend today.
Shut your fucking mouth! And so imagine, you're wanting to look like Holland or Cristiano Ronaldo, Brad Pitt, Fight Club, whoever. And now it's easily achievable, just like that, in a matter of years. It's not the truth, Mr. Mike.
Mike promises that after liposuction, no longer will you experience daily anxiety about your body's unpredictable bloating fluctuations.
Does anyone think this is true? Like, does anyone understand what liposuction actually is all about? The complications that go along with that? The fibrosis, the massage, the drainage, all the things that have to be done following these surgeries. It isn't you walk in, suck out some fat, and you're good. No, you gotta wear the FOPA, the Fupa Lupa Dupa, the tight corset for months on end, and many people experience the problems. And so it doesn't just give you your dream physique, and you know how many people are redoing it? They go once, they have to do it again. If I just get liposuction, BBL, some surgeries, then I'll have my perfect physique forever. No, it isn't anything like that. And to pretend and misguide the public into thinking, oh, just wait it out, you'll soon have your dream physique. This is bullshit. The best way to get your dream physique is to lower your standards and to forget about it. Instead of trying to get your dream physique, just try to get the best that you can. Go to the gym, eat healthy, lose weight, train, and be happy that you're healthy. Stop thinking that you need to look the perfect part in order to have fun in this world.
But recognizing that AI was used is one thing. It's quite another to answer the question, what are the consequences of Mike publishing a book built on artificial intelligence?
Let's be honest. Is it illegal to use AI to generate a book, to write the text for you? I looked into this and it's not actually illegal. Like, you can use AI, write a whole book, and sell it and say, here's your book. It's not illegal, but it depends on the negotiations between yourself and your employer.
The US Copyright Office has ruled that wholly AI-generated text and artwork can't be copyrighted.
And you can't copyright something that AI wrote for you. And so if you write a book and AI wrote it, and you can't copyright it, then other people can use the exact same book, the same information, and do what they want with it. With my cookbook, for example, you can't just take the book and just sell it. You can't steal my book the way that it's written. Of course, some people are going to use the book and change all the recipes, change the ingredients and so on, and write their own recipes, and what can you do? That is perfectly okay. But they can't copy it directly. But if AI wrote this book, and of course it did not, this was done prior to AI doing these things, then other people could simply steal it, as you can't copyright it.
This means that competitor publishers or pirates could legally copy, distribute, or resell the AI-generated text and diagrams.
And so do you understand that? Somebody could steal the parts of his book, resell it, and they couldn't do anything about it. And essentially, it isn't their book.
Standard book contracts tend to contain representations and warranties clauses where the author legally binds himself or herself to the claim that the manuscript is original to them.
And so original content, meaning human created and not AI, well, if there's a breach in this form of a contract, then, well, your guess is as good as mine.
They officially cancelled the book's upcoming US release and discontinued its UK print run.
And so the Shy Girl precedent, where somebody wrote a book and it was AI generated, they literally took the book down. They didn't want the smoke. And so is it possible that this could happen again?
He insists that dissatisfaction is almost entirely an objective physical problem requiring a physical solution.
Exactly. I have to agree with Solomon. I mean, when you think about it, do you really think that you can just cure the mind by making yourself look better? That if you get all the best cosmetic surgeries in the world, that you're suddenly going to be cured? That if you reach the destination, all life's problems are over? How many people think that, you're 300 pounds and if you lose the weight, then you'll be happy? If I build that Olympia level physique, then I'll be happy. If I can reach that goal, then I'll be happy. The problem is the hedonic treadmill, it keeps moving. The end goal will change. And so no matter how many surgeries that you get, how much teeth are done, your hair, your nose, the fat gets sucked out of you, no matter how many BBLs or steroids that you're ever going to take, you're still not going to be totally satisfied. It is not possible. This will not happen. You have to work on yourself from within. You can change the exterior shell and look better, but it isn't going to cause you to be happy. And no matter what in this world, there's always going to be mistakes. You have to imagine half the world has an IQ under 100. 50% of people are frankly dumb. But even if everyone was significantly smarter, they invent some kind of miraculous pill and everyone is now twice as smart as we were. Everyone's average IQ, it's now 200. You really think we won't make any mistakes? We'll continue to make the same level of mistakes because we're going to be that much more advanced. The more advanced we are, the more complicated things get, the more we're trying to reach perfection, the more flaws we're going to expose and the less happy we're actually going to be. Do you really think that people are happier with their appearance now in 2026 than it was 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago? We have way better technology. We have more surgeries. We have breast augmentation. We have BBLs. We have nose surgeries, hair transplants. But are suddenly people much happier with the way that they look? Or are they, in fact, more dissatisfied? My argument is that it's only gotten worse, despite the fact that we've had tremendous advancements, huge improvements. People are more dissatisfied with their bodies than ever. Nothing has improved. And so as we continue to get even more advancements, more surgeries, gene therapy, whatever you're talking about, it will only continue to perpetuate the problem. And so rather than worrying about trying to be perfect, just try to be better than you are. And if that is one of your goals, why not check out Turk Builder Max? You guys know what this is. Allows you to train harder than last time, make more gains than ever before. And if you're interested, of course, get to the website for Ferula Max. Finally, a natural supplement that will dramatically boost your testosterone or your money back.
Mike offers a prescriptive ritual of extreme self-absorption which he terms immersion. He urges the reader to dive into a sea of self-admiration and never, ever stop.
It's funny, as I read that, it's like to see someone else's opinion and just think, like, what was he thinking when he wrote that book? Like, what in fact was he thinking? He wasn't thinking, or he's thinking through his own eyes, from his own experiences, from his own worldview, and that is a very skewed and dark place to come from.
Your relationships could be in shambles, your outlook could be grim. Your primary source of solace is the mantra, yeah, but I'm hot as hell though.
Imagine thinking that, hey, I'm hot, and so I don't care. Essentially, Mr. Mike is like Clavicular. The only difference is Clavicular is a 20-year-old young man. He doesn't know any better. He's 20. He's trying to make money off the backs of teenagers who are insecure. Mr. Mike is in his 40s, yet he's about as aware as Clavicular.
If athletic perfection becomes standard issue that comes from a jar of pills, then that physique will cease to be special.
Exactly. If everyone takes the magic pill, and if everyone has a muscular body, if everyone is perfect, there'll be a new standard. Perfect won't be a muscular physique, it will be something else. Perhaps it'll be, you need to be 6'5". If you're not 6'5", well, you're ugly. And perhaps it won't be that. Maybe you have to be 7'5". They'll have a new standard of beauty that you and I do not have. They will find a way. Oh, you're only good looking between the age of 18 and 22. Before and after that, horrible. And so no matter what happens, no matter what we go to, there is no cure. If everyone looked perfect, other things will get in your way. Perhaps it won't be your looks, it will be something else. The color of your skin, the color of your hair, or lack thereof, or perhaps your follicles aren't long enough or thick enough. They will find a way. Perhaps you have too much hair on your hands. Oh, you're not rich enough. You're not wearing enough jewelry. They will find a way to discriminate.
If cute butter noses, thick wavy locks, and taut round buttocks become the default, then society will just shift its focus to correcting increasingly minute or genetically immutable traits.
I mean, the hot dog lips that women are getting, now if you have normal lips, it's like, oh, this isn't any good. 40 years ago, before the lip fillers, normal lips looked attractive. But now, unfortunately, the standards have changed. And so there you have it, the condensed version. Please go and check out Solomon's complete video and consider purchasing his book, Harder Than Last Time. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algo. Please go to AlgoRx. Don't forget to watch one of the two bloops to get sponsored or to become an ambassador, to be coached, or to sell the supplements in your stores, gyms, and so on. Click the link for that as well. Always use code Greg for your discounts. And until next time, I am out.